Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Kill Team Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa de Geek, where I'm about to fight a 100-point Kill Team arena battle between my Guardsmen and Neil's Tyranids. So the story that we've got going on here is that the bugs have been invading this planet, descending upon it and overrunning many of the facilities and different Imperial outposts on the planet. This guard squad was sent into this Imperial facility to go take down some of the specimens that were inside of here to gather their genetic information for the Inquisition, so they could better fight them off. And the bugs are trying to take them down and take over this facility for the hive mind, of course, and consume all of their biomass. So that's the story that we've got going on here. We are going to be playing the Codebreakers mission, which was one of the match play missions with this map set up here. Essentially what it is each of these 4 objectives that are on the table, what happens is if you control them, you tag them, and they stay tagged until someone else comes and controls them. At the end of each battle round, you score a victory point if you have 2 tagged objectives, and if you have 3 or more, you score 3 victory points for a maximum of 9 total victory points from the main condition there. Then we also have 3 secondary arena objectives that we've chosen. They're specific and hidden until they start getting scored, and those ones are then worth 3. You can score a maximum of 3 points for each of those during the game as well. So for a max grand total of 18 total points that you can possibly score over the course of the game, and it's 4 rounds. No random length. It's just 4 rounds. That's how arena works. So that is the story. That is the mission. Before we go any further, though, let's show you the 2 kill teams that are going to be fighting it out. So for the guard, my kill team will consist of, from left to right, I have a sergeant with a las pistol and chainsword as my leader. I've got a sniper specialist who is a guardsman gunner with a sniper rifle. I've got a demolitions expert who is a special weapons gunner with a grenade launcher, and I have a scion with a hotshot lasgun who is my scout specialist. I then have 3 more scions with hotshot lasguns. I have 2 more special weapons gunners with flamers and 6 guardsmen. All right, and for the Tyranids, from left to right, his leader is a lictor. We then have a gene stealer who is his combat specialist. We have a warrior with a venom cannon and scything talons, who's his heavy specialist. And we have a termagon with a devourer, who is his scout specialist. And we have 8 hormagons. All right, so going over deployment now. I've got my demolitions expert. I've got 2 regular guardsmen in here. I've got 3 of the scions, including my scout specialist. And I've got 1 of the gunners with the flamer in here. Over here on this detachment part of it, I've got my leader, I've got 4 regular guardsmen, 1 of the scions, my sniper specialist, and another 1 of the flamer guys. All of them are at the doors, ready to start flowing out into this facility. The bugs are the same over here on this side, except they've got their scout specialist, the termagon over there with the devourer, 3 of the hormagons, and the lictor over on this side, looking to go through this door. And over here, we've got the warrior, the gene stealer, and all the rest of the hormagons. So that is deployment. And now we are going to roll off to see who has initiative going into turn 1. All right, I rolled an 8, my opponent rolled a 4, so we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Astra Militarum here on turn 1. All right, movement phase for the guard here. Whole bunch of opening doors and advancing. So this guy over here opened the door for all these guys to move out here. Everyone advanced up over this way to where they're located now. This guy opened this door, and then this guy moved up and opened that door. My leader and my sniper both moved up over this way. He advanced, as did these 3 guys over here. So that is all of the movement. I'm running Talarn with these guys, so I will get the, I'll be able to shoot even though I advanced, except for heavy weapons, and I will not suffer the penalty for assault weapons that advance. So that is going to be it for the movement phase there. We will come back to you after movement phase for the Tyranids. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids here on turn 1. He is Hive Fleet Kraken, so did a lot of advancing with their 3d6 funness there. So first off, this guy opened the door, allowing these guys to come out over this direction over here, placing themselves all around here, but not opening the door, not feeling like they want to take the brunt of my guardsmen shooting into them over here. Then over here, this guy opened this door, And this guy moved out around here and opened the second door down here. Everyone else just kind of streamed out, advancing out over this way, advancing down over around here into the various positions that they are there. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so starting off the shooting phase, my sniper over here is going to fire into his heavy guy over here. So it's going to be one shot, hitting on a 6 because of moving with a heavy weapon and him being obscured over there. So hitting on a 6, showing that fill face. No fill face.
So number of shots.
All right, so now his Dubra over here is going to shoot his venom cannon. So he's going to have D3 shots, getting 3 shots. So how you want to divide it over here?
2 and 1.
All right, so he's going to put 2 shots into the guy closest to the objective over here, and then 1 shot into the guy next to him over there. He does not have any obstruction there, and he is within half range, so he will have no penalty to these shots. So let's do the first one. That's going to be going the 2 shots into the guy that's closest to the objective over there.
It's ballistic 4.
Ballistic skill 4 here, so looking for 4s. Getting 1 hit.
Okay.
Strength.
You would.
Ooh, 1 second. All right, so it's strength 8. So this is looking for a 2 to wound. That is a wound. AP minus 2 means that it's going to go straight through their armor there. D3 wounds. Doing 1 wound, so an injury roll onto him. Rolls a 4, he's out. And then the 1 shot into this guy over here. That is a hit. Wounded on a 2. That is a wound. D3 wounds. AP minus 2 goes through. That's going to be 1 wound. Injury roll. That's enough to take him out. All right, so now my flamer guy here is going to fire into them. I know he advanced, but Talaran let him fire with those. So it's going to be D6 shots into him over here. It's going to be 6 shots. All right, and then, so the 6 hits into that guy over there. These are going to be strength 4, toughness 3. So looking for 3s to wound.
All of them are.
So that is going to be 4 wounds there. AP nothing, so he has 4, what are their saves? On the termagants? 1 second. Yep, looking for a 6 to save here. No, goes through, so injury roll. On a 3, he takes a flesh wound. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Flesh wound. So now my focus there. My demo guy is going to shoot into this guy over here. He is obscured from where I'm at there. So he is going to be shooting a frag grenade, so D6 shots. 5 shots. These are going to be hitting on 5s because of the obscuring penalty there. Alrighty, so that's still going to be 4 hits. I'll take that. Strength 3, toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 3 wounds. AP nothing, so 3 6-up saves.
Oof.
No, does not make it. So here is his injury roll. And on 3, takes a flesh wound. And now my Scion over here is going to fire into his Dubro over here, hitting on 5s because of obscurement and range. That's a hit. That is maybe a wound? No wound there. Needed a 4 for that. And then my Scion over here is going to fire into the wounded guy again, hitting on 5s because of range and obscurement. No hit. All right, so at the end of the turn here, there's no morale test to be taken. And I don't think anyone has scored any of their secondaries at this point.
No.
So we are, but we all have our points that we have for holding the 2 objectives that we've each had there. So we each get a point for that one. But that is about it. So that's the end of turn 1. We are now going to roll off to see who will have initiative going into turn 2. Oh, you did get score a point?
Did cut apart at the end of the fight phase. Score 1 victory point if 1 or more models.
At the end of the fight phase, we haven't done the fight phase.
Oh.
Yeah. So, so not yet. No points yet for that. So we just got 1 point each for the primary objective. So now we're gonna roll off, see who gets initiative. Next turn, I roll a 10. My opponent rolls a 12. So it is going to be Tyranids turn 1.
Lightning speed.
All right, so movement phase for the Tyranids here. This guy up here moved around to get in contact with that marker over there. This guy advanced from back over here all the way up there to get in contact with that one. This was the guy that opened the door previously, moved up over there. They're all at least 1 inch away from my dude bro over there. And this guy over here is going to stay where he's at. He readied himself, and then we're going to have some charges to do. So we'll come back to you with those. All right, so we're going to start off the charging that he's going to do is this guy here is going to charge into my flamer bro. We're going to pretend that he went first The reason for my filming, I like to do the charges at the end so I can show them. So we're just going to pretend that those guys weren't there yet. And he's going to charge into that guy over there. So I'm going to spend 1 CP for point blank Overwatch, essentially allowing me to fire Overwatch if at any point he becomes visible to me.
Can I make it?
So here we go. His charge distance, 7 inches, probably will make it in. All right, so it will make it in. So at this point, when he comes around the corner, I'm going to fire Overwatch with my Flamer. So it's going to be D6 auto hits, getting me 6 auto hits here. Strength 4, toughness 3, looking for 3s to wound. That is going to be 5 wounds. AP nothing, so we've got 5 6-up saves. Ooh, makes 2 of them, but not enough. Here comes the injury test. And on a 4, he's out of action. All right, so now his Gene Stealer here is going to charge into my grenade guy. Cannot see him, so no Overwatch. And he is going to need an 8-inch charge. Does not get on double ones, but re-rolling because of Swift and Deadly. Into an 8, he's in.
He can redo his.
All right, so now his Lictor here is going to charge into all 3 guys. So I'm going to fire Overwatch first. So we're going to do the Flamer. D6 auto hits. Getting 3 auto hits there. Strength 4, toughness 4. So looking for 4s to wound.
Yeah, Lictor's 4.
Getting 1 wound. AP nothing. So he gets his regular save.
I just had it.
Oh, just had it. So what is his save there? 1 second. All right, so a 5-up save. Does not make it, so he takes a wound.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Then we're going to have the Hotshot Las Gun from the Scion over there. That's going to get 1 hit. That is not a wound, though, because it's Strength 3, Toughness 4. And then we've got Las Gun shots. That is going to be 1 hit there. Into a wound.
Ouch.
5-up save. Oh, but he's good.
So,
All right, so he needs a 7-inch charge to make it into the Flamer, the closest guy over there. And he will with a 9. So now this guy back over here is going to charge into my Flamer guy. He is in combat there, so I cannot Overwatch him. Here comes his charge distance. 3 inches will not make it. We're going to spend a CP to re-roll that one. So this is going to be re-rolling both dice here. Ooh, and he is in. All right, so that's it for the movement phase for the Tyranids. His last guy that was over here advanced up around over there. So now we're going to come to back to you with the movement phase for the Guard. All right, movement phase. My Scion back here is not in combat. He's going to ready himself. This guy moved around here so he can get some line of sight. This guy moved up, as did the other guy behind him over there. This guy, my Flamer guy, readied himself. These 2 guardsmen moved up around here. My Scion readied himself. My leader moved around, and my sniper readied himself. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. So at the end, my opponent had 2 different models end up in base contact with the markers. So he scored 2 points for bounty hunters, which is after every model dies, you put a marker, and if you finish your move in front of it, you score that. So he had 2 different models that did it, because otherwise 1 model can only ever score once. So he scored 2 for bounty hunters, which is pretty good. All right, so we're going to start off with my Flamer. He's going to fire over in this direction. Let's see how many shots we've got. We're going to have 6, so he's going to put 3 into each of them. Ouch. So we'll do 3 into the one closest to the objective over here. Oof. That is going to be 2 wounds. Oof. 2 6-up saves. Oh. Makes 1, but fails the other one. And with a 4, he is out of action. And then the 3 into this guy over here is going to get 1 wound there. This is going to be looking for... Oh, no, 1 wound there. So it's 1 save. I forgot. He doesn't have to hit. So it's 1 6-up save. No, does not make it. Injury roll. On a 2, he takes a flesh wound. All right, then my Scion here, he's readied as well. He's going to fire into his guy there. 2 shots. That is going to be 1 hit. Wounding on a 4. That is a wound. AP anything, so it's going to go straight through there. The Hotshot Las Gun. So then injury roll. On a 5, he's out of action. Forgot he does have 1 guy that's readied over here that will be able to fire. So he is going to fire into my Scion. You can just see him. So he's going to be obscured, and he's at long distance for his thing there. So he's going to be hitting on 6s, but he's going to have 3 shots with that Devourer. So we've got 3 shots that are hitting on the 6s. We'll come back to that.
So it did move.
All right, so here we go. 3 shots that are coming in here.
Because it's range 18.
Hitting on 6s. That is going to be no hits. No. All right, so now my sniper, who's ready, is going to fire into his dude bro here, hitting on a 5 because of obscurement. Nope, no hit. Then my Scion here is going to fire into this guy. He's readied, so it's going to be 2 shots. Hitting on 5s because of range and obscurement. No hits there.
Cannot reroll.
All right, so now his warrior here is going to start us off in the regular part of the shooting phase, firing into my Flamer Bro. So he's got assault D3 shots. So he's going to have 1 shot. Hitting on a 5 because he's obscured. No hit. All right, so now my guardsman here is going to fire into his Termagant over there, or Hormagant over there. 2 shots, hitting on 5s because he's obscured. Nope, no hits there. And this guardsman here is going to fire into his dude bro here. That's no hits there. All right, so my Scion is going to fire into this guy over. Actually, he's going to fire into this guy over here. Sorry. So that's going to be 1 shot. Sorry. That's going to be a hit. 1 second.
It crosses.
Yeah. And actually, he's within rapid fire range there, so it's another one there, but that's not a hit. So it's 1 hit here. Strength 4, strength 3, toughness 3, so 3s to wound. 4s to wound, I should say. No wound. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. Into a wound, AP anything, so injury roll here, +1 because he's got a wound already. And if a 6, he's out. And then my guardsman over here is going to fire into his guy over here. 2 shots hitting on 5s because of obscurement. That's going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is a wound. 6 up save. No flesh injury roll. Oh, with that 6, he's out. Woo! And by killing a specialist there, I score a point for high-profile targets. All right, so now into the fighting phase here. His Lictor is going to attack into my Scout. So he's going to have 3 attacks here. These are going to be using the Rending Claws, right? No? Grasping Talons. So these are going to be hitting on 3s. That is going to be 1 hit.
I'm going to burn.
I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll one of those. Into a hit, so that's 2 hits. Strength.
On this guy is redonkulous. User. Nope. 6.
Strength 6, so wounded on 2s. So that is 2 wounds there.
AP -1.
AP -1. So 2 wounds apiece. So these are AP -1, looking for 5 up saves because these Scion over there. Making 1, failing 1. I'm going to spend a CP to reroll that. Yeah, to a second Filfers! Woo!
But not to damage.
All right, so the Hormagant here is going to attack into my Flamer Bro. So he's going to have 2 attacks, hitting on 4s, getting 2 hits. These are now going to be strength 3, so looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1 wound. AP, hold that 1 second. All right, so that's going to be AP what on the side and talons? Is it 1 or is it nothing? 0. So looking for a 5 up save. No, failed that one. So that's going to be enough to take him down to 0. Injury roll. On a 5, he's out.
You forgot all your...
All right, so now the Gene Stealer here is going to attack into my Demolitions Expert over here. He's going to have 4 attacks here, hitting on 3s.
Yep.
That is all but 1 hit. This is going to be Strength 4, Toughness 3, so 3s to wound. Getting 2 wounds at AP... 1 is at AP a billion, so that's going to go straight through. So let's just... we can just do that one because it doesn't make a difference. So injury roll. On a 3, he takes a flesh wound. All right, so now I'm going to attack back with my Scion over here. 1 attack. That is a hit. That is a wound. 5 up save. No, takes another wound. And then my Demos guy into his Gene Stealer over here. 1 attack. That is not a hit. All right, so that's the end of the battle round. We both still control our objectives because I managed to kill him off of here before the end of the battle round, so it didn't change over on the tagging there. So we're both going to score 1 point each for that. I also score a point for proximity alert at the end of the battle round. Score 1 victory point if there are any enemy models within 2 inches of 2 or more models other than shaken models in your kill team. So I've got some guys over here, which is good. Oh, I do have to take some morale tests because I got the 1 guy who's shaken there, or the 1 guy who's got a flesh wound. I've got 3 guys that are out of action there, but he's got 2 bros that are next to him on a 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 6. So he's good to go because of his friends that have got his back over there. And my opponent has cut apart, scored cut apart. So at the end of the fight phase, score 1 victory point if 1 or more models from your kill team made an attack that took an enemy model out of action, which he did over here with my, which one was it? Oh yeah, with the Flamer guy that was right over there. So that's going to be the end of the turn here. So now we are going to roll off to see who has initiative going into round 3. I rolled a 4, my opponent rolled a 7, so we'll come back to you after that. I forgot, because he consolidated into here, my other scion gets an attack. Ooh, that does hit. That is not a wound, though. All right, movement phase for the Tyranids. His Lictor and the one Hormigant over there stayed in combat. The other Hormigant that was over here moved up behind him to try to keep blocking this hallway here. He stayed in combat over here. This guy readied himself. This guy advanced from back over there to try to jump on the objective and hope to hold out there. And this guy is going to charge into my Flamer Bro. So he is going to fire Overwatch here. Getting 6 hits again. That is going to be all but 1 wound there. So it's going to be 5 6-up saves. Makes 1, but that's not enough. And then roll the injury roll. On a 5, he's out of action. All right, movement phase for the Imperial Guard here. This guy, these guys all fell back over this way. This guy wasn't in combat, but he just moved back over this way. This demolitions guy fell back over here. He moved up and opened the door for this guy to advance up and around and through over there onto the objective. Over here, this guy came around here, made contact with this objective. He came in contact with that marked objective. This guy readied, he readied, he readied, and he readied. So after they made contact over here, he touched an object there for bounty hunters. So he got 1 there, he got 1, and he got 1. So I maxed out bounty hunters with those 3 guys getting their bounties right there. And that's going to be it for the movement phase. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so into the shooting phase. He's got a readied guy over here. He is going to roll D3 shots. Going to get 1 shot here. He's going to go straight at that guy. There we go. That is not a hit, though.
Burning it.
He's going to spend a CP to re-roll that.
2.
All righty.
2.
Oh, not with a 2. All right, so now my Scion here is going to fire into his Dubro over there. He's going to have hitting on 4s because he is obscured. That is going to be 1 hit, wounding on a 4. That is not a wound. And then my leader is going to fire his pistol into him. That is not a hit. My sniper is going to fire into his heavy guy over here. That is a hit. That is not a wound. And now my flamer guy is going to flame into his heavy guy. So D6 auto hits. Getting 5 auto hits. My flamer has been working it. All sorts of the holy Prometheum flying over here. Strength 4, toughness 4, looking for 4s to wound. That is going to be 1, 2 saves to make over here.
5.
Looking for 5 ups.
Or like 4s.
Well, either which way, 5s or 4s, he does make 1 and takes a wound. All right, so now his Lictor is going to fire his flesh hooks into the front Scion over here, hitting on 5s because he's just out of range. Getting the 2 hits there. That's good. You didn't go for the -2. So these are going to be strength 6. So looking for 2s to wound. Oh, no.
Can I do it?
All right, this guy here is now going to fire into his Gene Stealer because he's Talaran. Even though he advanced, he can shoot. So it's going to be 2 shots hitting on 3s. That is 2 hits, strength 3, toughness 4, looking for 5s to wound. No wounds. This guy's going to do the same thing with his las gun. That is going to be no hits. This guy's going to shoot into the front Hormigant over there. 2 shots. Getting 2 hits. Getting 1 wound, 6-up save. No, that's going to go through, injury roll. On a 5, he's out. All right, this guy here is going to fire into his Dubro here, hitting on 5s because of obstruction there. That is going to be 1 hit. That is a wound, so he's got his 4-up save. No, does not make it, takes another wound. And then this guy's also going to shoot into him. No hits there. All right, then at the end of the turn, we do have the morale phase. So my opponent is now down where he has to roll for a break test. So he has the highest leadership is 9 on the table right now. And on 8, he's good to go. You don't have any flesh wounds, I don't believe. I do have a flesh wound over here. So it's going to be +3, 3 plus 5 is 8, -1 is 7 because of him being there. That's not enough because he needs a 6. So that is going to be, he is going to be shaken over here. But that is going to be it for the end of the turn. At the end of the battle round, because of that, actually, you keep me from scoring my second proximity alert because he is shaken. And it says, other than shaken models. So because he is shaken, I'm now stuck over here, did not get the proximity alert there. I've got 1 point for high profile targets, and I've got 3 points for bounty hunters. I do now tag this objective. Still hold this one because it's contested, so the tagging doesn't change. And this one back over here is held as well. So I've got 3 there, so I get 3 points for that. My opponent scores none because he only holds one. Only one of his objectives is tagged. So at the end of battle round 3, I have 5 points on the primary. My opponent has 2. I've got 3 points for bounty hunters, 1 for high profile targets, and 1 for proximity alert. My opponent has, you have 2 for bounty hunters, and he has a 1 for cut apart. So it is going to be a total of, what is that, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to 5 at this point. So we will come, now we get rolling. Who has initiative going into turn 4? 9 to 8, so it's going to be Tyranid's turn with the whatchamacallit, the ability to go first. All right, movement phase on turn 4 for the Tyranids. His big boy over here is going to ready himself, and then we're going to have a bunch of charges. So we're going to start with Ms. Gene Stealer, charging into my demolitions expert. He is shaken, so he cannot do anything, and he is in.
Can I make the charge?
All right, so then this guy over here is going to charge into him. He needs a 7-inch charge or 6-inch charge to make it in over there.
Oh,
is not going to make it. And I spent 1 CP for point blank Overwatch, so my opponent's going to spend a CP to reroll that. Into 11, so he will make it. So when he comes over the top over here,
bang,
right there, I am going to fire my Overwatch, looking for 6s, not getting either of them, so he will be in combat over there. And then his leader over here is going to multi-charge into my 2 front guys, so we're going to go Overwatch from the Scion first. Getting a hit there. That is not a wound, though. And then the las gun over there. Getting a hit. Not getting a wound. Bunch of hits there. That's not bad. But here comes the charge. You need a 3-inch charge to get into the front guy. 5 will be into both of them.
Just gone.
And then this guy's going to charge into him over there. Overwatching. Not getting anything there, and he is definitely in. Wow. All right, movement phase for the guard. My scouts stood still down here. These guys have to stay in combat all along this way. This guy moved up here. He's going to try to open the door, and he's going to try to deny it. So on a 5 up, you will deny my entry. No, with a 3, that door is opened, and you can't re-roll that. So that is opened right over there. This guy moved around over here to get some sights on him. He readied himself. Scion readied himself. Sniper readied himself. He stayed in combat, and now my leader is going to charge into the Hormigaunt over here. So we will roll roll my charge there. With a 9-inch charge, he'll get in. All right, so into the shooting phase. We're going to start off with his ready guy here. He's going to fire into my dude bro there. So he's going to have D3 shots. Going to get 1 shot there. Hitting on a 4. No hit.
Take it down.
Opponent's going to spend a CP to re-roll that one. Into a hit. So this is going to be wounded on a 2. That's a wound, AP -2, so it's going to go straight through. And this is going to be doing D3 damage. 1 damage, so 1 injury roll. Takes a flesh wound. All right, so now my flamer is going to fire into him over here. Getting 6 hits again. Man, all the Prometheum. He really packed it in. These are going to be wounding on 4s. Making 2 wounds there with fill faces. So these are going to be looking for 2 4-up saves. No, failed them both, so he's going to be knocked down to 0 wounds there. His injury roll. On a 5, he's out of action. All right, so that's it for the shooting phase. So into the fighting phase, we are going to be, both of us are spending 2 CP for a decisive strike, so we are going to roll off to see who gets it. 5 to my 8, so I will go first. All right, so now my sergeant's going to start us off here. He's going to attack into his Hormigaunt. 3 attacks because he's got his chainsword there, hitting on 4s. Getting 2 hits, strength 3, toughness 3, 4s to wound. I'm going to get 1 wound there. 6-up save. No, that's going to go through. Injury roll. With a 5, he's out of action. All right, so now my opponent's Hormigaunt here is going to go first. Is going to go. These are going to be hitting on 4s. Getting no hits. And now his Gene Stealer here is going to be attacking into my dude bro. Hitting on 3s. That is going to be all but 2 hits. These are going to be wounding on 3s as well. With that 6 is going to go straight through. So now he has a injury test +1 because he's already got a flesh wound. That is out of action with the +1, luckily.
So put those back.
All right, so my opponent, by killing that guy there, gets himself a high priority target. And we also realized that he had another bounty hunter that he had gotten when he killed my flamer guy down here. He definitely finished a move next to that marker down there, and we forgot to mention that one over there. So he is good to go there. And now his Lictor's going to attack into my Scion over here. That is going to be 1 hit. This is going to be strength 6, so 2s to wound. Yes. That is a wound. AP nothing on these, right? On his grabbing claws? 1 second. No. All right, so it's AP -1. So looking for a 5-up save on him there. No, but I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. No, still don't get it. So the injury roll of 2 damage here. So 2 injury dice. Yes. 3 and a 4, he is out. And now my guardsman is going to attack back over here. Not going to... Oh, no, gets it with the 4. Yeah. But does not wound him with a 1. All right, so that's the end of the turn here. We do have to roll for morales here. So he's going to roll. My opponent's going to roll to see if he is broken. On a 4, he is good to go. None of his guys have flesh wounds, so he's good to go. I do have 1 guy with a flesh wound over there. So I've got 5 guys out of action now. 5 plus 2 is 7. No, that's a regular guardsman, so he is shooketh. So he is done there. Oh, I do have 1 attack back over here. I forgot with my with that guy over there. That does hit. That does not wound, though. He's only got a strength 3. So they're good to go there. So at the end of the turn here, we contest this objective, so I still hold this one, and that one. So another 3 points to me there. So that is going to be a total of 8 points over the course of the 4 turns for the primary there. I scored the 3 points for bounty hunters. I score another point for proximity alert over here, giving me 2 for that. My opponent has 2 out for high profile targets. So I have a total of 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 total points there. My opponent did not score any primary this turn, so he still has the 2 for the primary. He has 3 for bounty hunters, that's 5, plus 1 for high profile targets, 6, and then 2 more for cut apart. So that is 8 points there. So 15 to 8, a victory for the Astra Militarum. Man, this guy was worth his weight in gold this turn. He just like flamed everything, just held his mark there, like ran up there turn 1, and then just sat back and just unleashed the holy promethium all over the place, burning all the bugs that came his way over here, which was pretty fun to see. So barbecue up in this joint over here. But yeah, that was a ton of fun. I really like Arena, really fast, 4 rounds. Nothing else. You just keep going, perfectly symmetric with all of the maps and stuff like that. So it just makes it a fun, really quick tactical game to play. Even though it's quote unquote the competitive game, we just do it for fun and have a really good time. So yes, I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Neil, and until next time, have fun.